Hey guys, it's E with Scrapbooking with me. Hello, hello. I have been gone forever, have I not? I have a small window of a break between demolitions of different things around here. So you may still hear some of the drying fans and things in the background, but I wanted to try to get a video done because I've got a whole stack of things over here that I'm working on. So I wanted to try to get a video up, maybe a couple I'll get done before they get back and start tearing cabinets out and everything again. I'm going to use some of this paper, and believe it or not, it's been so long since I've done a video, my mind is just completely blank who this come from. If I'm not mistaken, it came from Veronica, and I will put her link down below. Can't remember the name of her store right now. I'm telling you, my mind is just blown from all of the surgeries, and then the pool that we had in the house when we got back from vacation. So just bear with me. I will do the very best that I can. All right, what we're going to do is I'm going to make one of those pockets that, let's see, let me find the one that they did right here. This is the one that came from Erin from Ephemera. And I thought I would make one of these pockets to go in my journal that I'm working on now. And I am working on the Willow and Sage journal. I've got basically my papers out here, but we've got a lot of other work that we need to do on them. Now, she made hers. I measured it. It was 8.5 by 8.5, but I think I'm going to make mine 8 by 8. So I'm just going to cut this down through here, and I'll use that for a tag or something. Now, I'm going to have to cut it this way too, because I think this is an 8.5 piece of paper. So I'm just going to cut the tiniest little piece off, and then this will go in my scraps for my little strips. Okay, I had a lot of natural light coming in, and I went ahead and closed my window because it was making my camera do some strange stuff. I don't particularly like these cameras that have their own mind. You know, they decide they want to darken the picture up, they do, and if they decide they want to lighten it up, they do. And that's the kind that I'm working with right now. But okay, now what we're going to do is, I have on my scoreboard, all I did was took a black pen and run it down the middle, and that's on 6 inches. Some people ask me, how did you get your scoreboard with that line in there? I did it myself. I just took a black pen, and let's just see, I think I actually took a little black Sharpie. I just stuck it down in that hole, and I ran it down through there, and that made the black in that line so that I can do some things like this. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to mark this at 2 3/4. I'm just going to put a little mark there, and then I'm going to go over here and do 2 3/4, and I'm going to put a little tiny mark there. That will tell me where I need to score this at. Go ahead and line it up. I'm just going to line my 2 little tips up of my diamond. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then the closest you can get to that 2 3/4, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just as close as you can get. You see my little mark is falling between those 2 score lines, but I'm just going to come out here to that one, and I'm going to draw a line, I'm going to score a line right down through there. I'm going to hold this one, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now, the object here is to hold this as tight as you can, because if you let it slip, then your lines are not going to be like you need them. And hopefully these are. Yep, that looks pretty good. May not be perfect, but it looks pretty good to me. That is good enough. Alright, so again, what I did was I came from the tip down 2 3/4 and made a little mark, down 2 3/4 and made a little mark, and then these fold in like this. Okay, then on theirs, they took and made another little line. Why did I put my scoreboard up? We need to make another line. I guess I could have folded it, but I'd rather score it. Okay, so I'm just putting the tip up against that. And then it looks like that they just came right to the bottom where those come together. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So they come together right there. Let's just do 7 3/8. We'll score across there. 7 3/8. Again, you need to hold it nice and tight. Hopefully it doesn't slip. Okay. Fold that up that way. And if you've got anything off, now's the time that you can kind of even it up. And then you could score it again, but I'm just going to take this little tip and bring it down there to the bottom of that, right there, and then just crease it. So all I did was I took this little tip and just brought it down to the bottom, and then just lined it up and creased it across. And that is it. There is your pocket. Isn't that cute? Now this, you could put a little magnet or something on here and make it where it stays closed, but as she did in hers, I think I'm going to leave mine like this. It opens up and you can have a place for all kinds of messages in there, and then it can close up like this. And then she had a little flower just clipped to the side, and that kept everything closed. And I think that is exactly what I'm going to do. Now, I didn't do this out of pattern paper because I actually want to cover it with some paper. I want to cover this. I don't want to cover all this up. This is beautiful. I'm going to leave this for writing, but I'm going to put a little piece of paper here and then maybe some embellishments here. And since I am doing this for this journal, I think I will use a little bit of this paper maybe. Let's see. See what that looks like. Yeah, I like that little brown that's in that flower right there with this. I know to some people that may look yellow. To me it looks kind of tannish color. I don't even know if any of my ink, my glues will work. I haven't used them in so long. But we shall see. This one has decided that it will not work, so we'll. They just called me about my next eye surgery. It will be this next Tuesday, not tomorrow, but next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So get that one done, and then hopefully that will be it for eye surgeries. And hopefully before too much longer, our house will be finished. Well, it's right now it's been demolished, and then soon it will be. They'll have to start rebuilding. So, you know, it's one of those things. And I got that a little crooked, but I think it's already stuck, so I'm gonna leave it. Got just a little bit off right here, but I'm gonna leave it. But I'm hoping that the redoing is not going to take that long, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. We've still got lots and lots. Still got a long way to go. Okay. That looks good. I like that. And for any of you who don't know what I'm talking about, while we were gone on vacation, our house actually sprung a leak. Well, our refrigerator did. And it flooded our whole downstairs. Everything except my store, my shop, and my craft room. Everything on the first level, because this is actually on the lower level. Everything on the main level got just destroyed. Cabinets, flooring, everything. So all of that's having to be torn out, and it'll be replaced soon, we hope. Well, we're pretty sure it will be. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about for those of you who maybe are new and haven't watched my other video and might be wondering, what in the world is she talking about? Well, that's it. It's been a little bit hectic. We actually came home from our vacation a day early because our friends that they kind of keep an eye on our house and the shop and that kind of thing, and they came in on Friday to bring in some boxes, and water was everywhere. So they called us, and we just threw everything in the car and took off. You know, like we could actually do something when we got here. I filed our claim while we were going down the road at 90 to nothing. Made myself sick as a dog. I get very, very motion sick. So I was trying to work on the computer and file a claim while we were coming home, and oh me, that was the wrong thing for me to do. so I got really, really sick. And then it took us a little while longer to get home because I had to stop every little bit and, well, you know, I won't say the word, but you know what I had to stop it to. Anybody who gets motion sick knows exactly what I'm talking about. But we got it done. We got here, and our friends had already, they had mopped water. They had got towels and beach towels and things and thrown them down on the floor. He had got his shop vac and put it down, and they had done a lot of work before we ever got here. And then basically, I mean, we just had to start picking things up and see what was dry and what wasn't dry. Okay, let's put, we got these in today. These are the Tim Holtz number strips. We got these in today, and I thought I might use some of them on here, maybe one. There's all sorts and sizes of numbers and just lots and lots of things, like this one, 217 Chestnut Street. That's a little bit light. I don't want that one on there, but I thought I might use one of these. Kind of want that one right there, I believe. Yeah, let's use that one. And then we got, let's see, let me find them. I've got them buried over here in my stash. We got the Willow and Sage Noteworthy Ephemera packs in today, and I'm going to use something out of here to kind of embellish this a little bit. These have been on back order. When we got the paper packs, I fell in love with the paper packs, but then these were on back order, and we just got them in today, and I love them. Love, love, love them. So I think what I'm going to use, maybe, let's see, that's going to work. Nope, not on that side. Let's try. It kind of curves the wrong way to put it over here. Ooh, that might work. I don't want to waste that bottom one though. Let's see. What if we put it in there? You could still have plenty of room to write. Let's try that. And then maybe we could put this out here. I like that. Let's see if we got anything else. These little bags, I will tell you that the bags that they used to put all of this in, they're pitiful. They fall apart in your hands. So you will have to transfer these over to something else once you get them. Mine just disintegrated right before my eyes. But I usually put my ephemera in something else anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. But this will make a beautiful tag, so you can definitely use that. Okay, let's do this. Let's find some of the, maybe one of these little flowers to go down here on that. And then I'm just going to put that right there. So I'm going to ink this up a little bit, and yeah, I'll leave that bottom one on. I was going to see if that bottom was going to show very much, but it is if I put it in here. So I'm going to ink around the edges just a little, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then we'll put these down. And I think Melina has all of this in. She worked pretty hard today getting all the orders that we had come in over the weekend in there. I think she's got them in, but I'll double check. And if she doesn't, I'll put these in, the ephemera and then the little Tim Holtz pieces. Okay. I think I want that there, but I may want another little label right down here. See one that I like right here. What about that? Yeah, let's do that. You can always put 2 or 3 labels on something. You don't have to stick with just one. So let's put the little label down first. Then we can always come back and add our flower there. Oh wait, we're going to have the little clip over here. So let me think about this for a minute. I'm going to put that flower over there. I'm going to put this label on this side. because we're actually going to have a little clipped flower right here, so I'm not going to include that flower. I had to think about that for a minute. I know Erin's probably cringing, me trying to make this like hers. She's probably saying, oh my goodness, what a mess. Oh me, no, she's not. They're sweethearts. They don't do that. They're so sweet. Okay, there's that. Let's go ahead and... Now, I do believe we have more of this Willow and Sage in paper pack. I think there's more in. And then somebody had asked me, and I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but if it was you, someone had asked me, was we going to get any more of the Countryside, Bella Countryside in? And I had said no. Well, guess what? Today we got in more. I don't know. I mean, normally we don't. Once we get it, you know, maybe one time, we don't get it anymore. But we actually did get more in. So if that's something that you have been looking for, then we have more in. Sorry about that banging and clanging up there, but I was trying to find these little flowers that Katie made for me, and they have the little clips on them, or most of them do. So I don't have to make the clip on my own. Let's see. Try to find a one that we like. Now, I will tell you something exciting to me. May not be so exciting to you, but I have been looking for this for a long time. The other day when I was using one of those flowers, I think I was using actually the one that they used, this one right here. And I said, if anybody knows where I can get those punches to make those flowers, let me know. Well, someone let me know, and I have ordered a bunch to keep in the store. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get one because I had actually bought some punches a while ago thinking that they were the flower punches that I needed, and they were not. They were not the right ones. So they didn't work. Alright, I think we're going to put that on like that. We'll still be able to see my little number there, and it'll hold that together. Isn't that cute? I like that. And then let me put some of these back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off since I can't use that anyway. I'll keep my little cellophane there because I can use that. Cut that off that's got the staples in it so I don't stick them in my hand. And then we're going to make this piece into a little tag that'll go down in here. Okay, let's see how tall we need to make it. I think right there maybe. Let's just cut it right there. I want my little tip to still show. You can make it shorter if you wanted so that your flower can still show. I might make it a little shorter, not much. Let's cut it right there. And then we will decorate this up just a little bit. I'm not going to put a lot on it because I think it's pretty like it is. But I am going to cut it into a tag shape. Pretty big tag. And that way it will kind of mimic the angle of that. Okay. Alright. Now, let's see. Let's make sure that it works before we go any further. Oh, yes. I like that. You can still see my flower above. Let's go ahead and cut. No, let's cover a little bit first. I'm going to put a little bit of paper or something on here. Maybe some of these embellishments. And then we're going to punch a little pull at the top of it. Or a little opening. Maybe add another one of those on there. We got one here. Is that another one of those? That would be pretty, I think. And I'm just digging through my little embellishments here. About the only way you can do it when they all fall out. Yeah, I think that one's going to be it. I'm going to put a little bit of ink on this one so that it'll have a little bit of different dimension than these do, since those are kind of flat. I want this one to stand up just a little bit, or stand out. It doesn't really stand up, but it looks like it does when you put a little bit of ink on the back of it. I don't know about you guys, but I have missed y'all. I don't know if y'all have missed me at all, but I have missed y'all big time. It has not been the same. It's been kind of crazy around here. I think on top of that one, I'm going to put that flower just to make it look a little bit different. It actually looks like it should have that flower on it anyway. This is the one that I've already inked up, so I'm just going to put it right there, make it look like it's supposed to be there. There we go. And then we need to go ahead and cover the back. Just going to cover it in some of my favorite paper. I'm going to use my glue stick, because this paper is not real thick. It's thick enough, it's just not real thick. And I'll probably stitch around this one anyway, so just going to use the glue stick to put some glue right in the middle. And this is that drawing paper that I get, and I actually buy a big bundle of it off of Amazon. I can link that below if you want me to. And you might, you know, you might not want 5,000 sheets or 500 sheets, whatever, but you can go in with somebody and buy it. It's not that expensive at all. You can use it for many different things. Give it to your grandkids. They love it. I give my grandkids a pile of it, and they draw and color and everything else on it. Now the bottom of this tag has got a little bit of a scallop on it, and I'm trying to follow that scallop. I don't know how good I'm going to be at it, but we'll see. Oh yeah, that's good enough. Then I'm just going to ink it anyway, so that will make it finished off, or make it look like it's finished off. Then we'll ink a little bit on the back, and then like I said, I am going to stitch around this, so, but I'm not going to stitch it right now. See, it had that little bit of scallop on there. So don't throw your packaging away, because a lot of times you can use your packaging, especially these, to make tags and things out of. They're just the right thickness. I'm going to put this little tag on here, or this little label, out of the Tim Holtz labels. It's got that just a hint of green. So let's see, where shall we want it? Maybe right here? I don't want it up there. I think I want it right here. Just going to let it go across that one a little bit. And there we go. And then we'll take our ribbon punch, and this is a ribbon punch, and I'll link it below. And I'm going to punch that in there, and then we'll put a little piece of seam binding in that. And I'm going to use some of this beautiful seam binding from My Scrap Cabin, and I will link her shop below. This one is called Cameo. It's beautiful, pale pink. I think it goes really well with that flower there. Look at that. Boy, I didn't get that in the center, did I? She has some beautiful seam binding, and she has some really pretty bundles of seam binding. So you need to go over and check her store out. No, I did not get that in the center, but you know what? We're going to slide it a little bit that way, and it's going to look like it's in the center. I'm going to take my little flower off so that I'll tuck down in there, and then I'll put my flower back on. And that will just hold everything together. And there we go. There's a beautiful pocket. And I'll show you how I'll put it in my journal. Let me get a page up here. So if we wanted to put it on this page, we could put it like that. Isn't that pretty? I think it's really, really pretty. I think it's going to go well with this. I wouldn't put it on that page though, because that one actually has some of this flower on there. I would probably put it on one of these pages that are white, because this paper is actually white on the back. Ooh, it'd be pretty there too, wouldn't it? Now, when you're gluing this down, you might want to put your flower on this side. Just remember that this has to come off in order for that to open up. So I would just glue right here at the top top and maybe down so far, or you could leave that as a tuck, any way that you want. Just be mindful, if you want it to open up, you might want to put your flower over here and then glue here. I don't know which way you want to do it, but that's probably what I'll do. And I'll probably put it on that page right there. Very, very pretty. I like that. More of this done today, but I wanted to cover this envelope because this envelope is actually going to go, and I may make this into 2 signatures, but it's going to go on one of the signatures in the front like that. So I wanted to put some paper on here, and I want my paper to go this way, or you know, if it's dimensional it'll go that way. If it's not dimensional, we can always put it the other way. And then I also thought about just doing that, putting that there. So I don't know which way I'll go about it. So let's grab our paper pack, and I've got quite a few scraps in here that I can work with. They're not necessarily scraps, but they're, oh, that will work right there. It's not too wide. I just keep all my scraps usually when I'm working with a paper pad that I know I'm going to be using a lot of. I just keep all my scraps stuck in there until I get finished, and then I sort them out. So let's go ahead and put this down. I think that will be pretty. Now I believe I'm going to leave just a little bit of that brown showing all the way around. So I just want to mark it right there. And I'm going to mark right here. And that's the part that I want to cut off. And I will have stories for you guys. I know a lot of you wanted stories when I got back from the mountains, stories about Brooklyn and all of that. I will have those. Right now I'm just surviving. I'm just trying to keep my mind busy. I'll have to mark my line again. I guess I could do it on the back side. I've just got to get my focus compiled on those stories. But we had plenty with Miss Brooklyn, I'm telling you. And I actually had one today, and I can go ahead and share it with you because her mom sent me a picture of her. You know, Alicia homeschools, so Brooklyn is our little child that she talks 90 to nothing. I mean, she's like her granny, I guess. Like her nana, she just rattle. So Brooklyn was talking, and Alicia was trying to get her to do her work because they're having to turn in progress reports this week. So Alicia was like, Brooklyn, you have got to hush and do your work. Well, Brooklyn just kept talking. So Alicia goes and gets the masking tape, or it's a blue masking tape, and she tapes up her mouth. And she sent me a picture, and she said, Mom, this is what I had to do to your grandchild. She said I could not get her to hush. She said I threatened to beat her, everything, which she does not beat her. No, please don't give me hate mail. She said I threatened to give her a spanking, and that didn't work. And she said I did everything, and finally she told her mother, she said, Mom, I just can't stop talking. I just can't. So Alicia just went and got the tape and taped her mouth, and she said, now do your work. No, you can't move your mouth now, so do your work. So Brooklyn did her work. She had an essay that she had to write, so she did her little essay. But I'm telling you, that child never runs out of something to say. Like I said, she's like me. Whit says I could talk the horns off of a billy goat. I guess I could. I can talk my way out of things, but I talk my way into a lot of things too. But that was one of the little funny stories with our child. Let's see, does this go this way? I don't know which way it goes, truthfully. But she did not hurt her, so don't anybody get upset over that. Brooklyn was actually smiling around the tape. I think she thought it was funny. You could see her eyes smiling so big. She's spoiled rotten is what she is. Okay, let's put something on the back, and I want to cover it some, but I want to leave it to where, I think I want to leave it down to about right here, so that we can have a big tuck pocket on the back, and we can tuck a big journaling card in there. Because this journal, I want to make where there's lots and lots of journaling space. Let's see if this one will work. Ooh, maybe. Will that one work? Yes, that is just the right length. Can't believe it. Now, I'm going to cut it down to about right there. So we'll go ahead and mark that. Oh, I think I hear them back already. May not get finished with this, but maybe I will. Okay, we're going to put our glue on here and not on our paper. And yes, I started to put it on my paper and I realized what I was doing. Maybe that'll be glued up high enough. There we go, got it a little bit straighter. Okay, so now we still have that big pocket in there, and I'm going to cut these little pieces right here off because I don't need those. Okay, we got those trimmed off, and now I'm just going to put a little extra ink right here. We can always cover this with paper, and I probably will, but right now I'm just going to do that. I am going to punch out a little hole in there. And I had someone ask on a question the other day, and I don't remember when I read it. Don't have a clue, but they asked me what kind of tool I was using to punch these little half circles out. Well, it's just a circle punch, and I just put it in just a small ways, not very far. I don't even put it in halfway, especially if I use the big one. But that's all it is, just a circle punch. And see, I never get mine in the center, but you can always mark it to get yours in the center if you want. Now this will actually go, it won't go on this one of course, but it would go on the front like that. And then it would attach back there. And this I would cover with paper to make that another tuck pocket. So that, I think, is all I'm going to do to that, I believe. When I put it in the journal, I'll decide what I want to, if I want to put any other embellishments on here. I could put another little pocket on here. What do you think about that? Let's put a little pocket. And you know, let's see, I think some of Tim Holtz little tag things here might work. Oh, I kind of like that. That would make a cute little pocket on there. Let's just do that. These are the Tim Holtz, I do believe it's Tim Holtz tags or journaling cards. I don't remember which. I'll link them below. I believe it's journaling cards, but I'm not sure. And yes, you don't have to use them like this, but this will make a quick pocket right here. I'll cut it off right there. And yes, I'm cutting through my butterflies on the other side, but I have another one just like that one. So and then I'm going to use the smallest little tip of this and round these corners like the other side is rounded. So let's see if we can do a little bit better job. He told me I'd be a little lopsided until I got my other eye done, and I really believe him, because it's hard for me to get things straight. Of course, it was hard for me to get things straight before, but it's even worse now. Just put a little bead of glue around that, and I may even wipe some of it down a little bit. So that is another pocket. Now we can go ahead and make a journaling card with these. I had thought about using some of these large index cards that I've got and making some little tags and journaling cards, because I've got a ton of these and I don't need all of them. So let's just do that with this one. Let's make a journaling card with it. We could actually put a couple of different cards in here. We could put a large one and a small one. Ooh, I wonder if that would fit. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is the perfect size right there. This. So we'll just cut that out. And I am going to cut it out with my scissors, because, not my scissors, I'm going to cut it out with my trimmer, since my eye's a little crooked. Let me just use this one to trim this top part off. And I save these top pieces because this is actually really good. These little pieces are good to do those little line journal pages that I did. This one I got a little bit, so we're going to trim that out. And probably somebody is going to say, well, that looks pretty enough to be a journaling card on its own. Yes, it does, but this paper is not real thick. It's thick enough to make your journal pages with, but it's not thick enough that I like my tags to be pretty thick. So since it fits perfectly on there, I'm just going to use this and leave the back with the lines so that, you know, if somebody wants to, they can use the back to write with. Don't use those lines. If they don't want to use the lines, they can cover it. And this journal is already sold. I had someone message me about it the day that I started it. So this one's already sold, but hopefully we will have enough paper that we can do another out of this, because this is absolutely gorgeous paper. And if you wanted to, you could use this and put photos in, or you could just journal in there. Either way. I've got another project that I've got in mind to do with journaling cards, so you guys will have to watch for that. Ooh, I like that. I like that in there. Now let's see. I thought I saw a tab in here a minute ago. We could put that right at the top. Ooh, why don't we do that? These little embellishments have got some really cute little tabs in them. Put your clue right at the edge, and then put a little tab right there. Does that look centered? So there's a little tab on that. And I don't think I'm going to cover this up. I'm going to leave it for the person who's getting this, and if that's something they want to do, they can put something in there or not. It's up to them, but I don't think I want to cover it. And this is the little package that our dots come in, our candy dots as they call them. And this has the same kind of little tag form in there, and that would be cute just to make another tag and put down in here. It'd be cute. So I may do that with that. And I was looking to see if I wanted to put anything here. There's the little dots. I'm not sure I want to put anything on here. Don't know. I don't see anything right now, but you know, I could change my mind once I get everything in the once I get everything in my journal. I think I'm going to make this journal 2 signatures. I know a lot of people have asked me to do a journal with 2 signatures, so I think I'll probably do that this time and make this one into 2, because I've got quite a bit to go in it. I've got all of the pages that we did the other day. I've got these pages, and then I've got a ton of other things right here that I want to put in there. So I think this is going to turn into at least a 2-page journal, maybe even more. But that's all I'm going to do right now on this video. You know, I'm having to quit because they have come in. They're hearing me talk, so they're trying to be quiet, but they're about to start their saws and things back up. So I'm going to stop for now so they can get back to work, because what they're doing is probably a whole lot more important than what I'm doing. And then I will probably do a little bit of this off camera, but when it comes to stitching in the signatures and doing other embellishments that you haven't seen, I'll definitely come back and let you guys watch me do those. But for now, that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave that just as is, and I will have more videos hopefully up for you guys very, very soon. Thank you all for watching all of my older videos and leaving comments on those and clicking on the ads and helping support us. That means the world to us. It does help us out a ton if you continue watching our videos. Right now we're kind of on the bottom pole of YouTube because we have been, what has it been now, a week or more? Probably a week and a half since we have put a video up, maybe a week. So I've got to get back in their good graces. But anyway, thank you guys so much for all of your support. Thank you for your donations through Buy Me a Coffee, your donations through the thanks link below. We've got some of those. I've got all the names written down, and I will read those off very, very soon on one of our videos. Thank you guys so much. We love you all, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.